Well, our next stop is Green Bay, where it is indeed official after a long offseason and one very candid press conference. Aaron Rodgers signed his reworked contract yesterday, according to our Adam Schefter. And the biggest change was when Rodgers would hit free agency. They agreed to void the last year of the contract, meaning 2022, the season after this coming one. He will officially be out from under the deal. The Packers also agreeing to remove forfeiture provisions, essentially meaning the team can't go after any of Rodgers' prorated signing bonus. So we see all the information. The question is, what exactly does it mean? And the good news is I have exactly the right people to give you those answers, as Rob Ninkovich has gotten up with us. Sam Acho is here, and Kimberly Martin, I will start with you. As you read through the details of this contract, what do they tell us about Rodgers' future in Green Bay?
That his future in Green Bay is only right now. 2022, I don't see him in Green Bay. But I do believe Aaron Rodgers is all in 2021. So they're going to give it their all, and then they'll be saying goodbye at the end of the season.
Well, sometimes he does tell you everything you need to know. We're looking for cryptic messages in Last Dance.
Yep.
Right, in the Instagram post of last week, Sacho. Maybe he was telling you exactly what he was telling you. This is my last dance. I'm doing it here one more year, and then I'm on my way.
I think it was. People say that Aaron Rodgers hasn't been clear this offseason. I believe he's been abundantly clear this offseason. We saw in an interview a few months ago, he didn't say much about his football situation, but you did see on his shirt, he said he wasn't in a good mood, right? He said, I'm bothered. I'm not in a good mood right now. And then you see the Instagram post. You see the Instagram post saying, this is our last dance. Before we saw the news, no one really knew what that meant. It was either, is he gone or is he staying? Well, now we know that Aaron Rodgers is staying, but for one more season, one more dance.
Meanwhile, let me get Nink in on this conversation. Nink, as you sat and watched Rodgers and his extraordinary candor in that news conference, what thoughts are going through your mind?
Well, the first thing that popped into my head was, if he is so truthfully honest to this whole public in front of everybody, I would really love to have sat inside those meetings personally with him and the GM and him and the head coach, because I feel like those conversations were probably brutal. If Aaron Rodgers is this honest to the fan base, if he's this honest to the fans and to everybody in the public to see what was going on behind closed door, imagine how Aaron Rodgers was talking to the head coach and GM. I would have loved to hear that conversation, and especially after the fact when Rodgers comes up to the podium, says what he has to say, and then the GM and the head coach say, oh, it's my turn, I need to get up there, I need to say what I want to say, and then they're going to have this back and forth. So I think that it's going to be an interesting year. I don't think it's going to affect his performance. He's going to be great, but this will be his last year in Green Bay.
Yeah, it's almost as though this season there's going to have to be like the rebuttal, like we get in politics, right? Like Rodgers will say what he'll say, and then the organization will come out and have their opportunity for rebuttal. At the end of the day, if you're a football fan, which you are if you're watching this show, all that really matters is how this impacts the team. So all the things that we've seen happen, Sacho, over the last, going all the way back to the day of the draft when this began through right this minute, will any of that have any impact on their chances of winning the Super Bowl?
Well, first of all, I don't think the Green Bay Packers have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year. Even though I'm wearing green. I'm not wearing green for the Packers. I'm wearing green because I like the color. Even though they have Aaron Rodgers coming back, I don't think the Packers have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year. I put that role with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're going to win. But I will say this. Players in the locker room don't care what happens in the offseason. It's simple as that. You might see a contract negotiation. You might see a holdout. Players don't care. As long as you come back and you get us in the end zone, you help us win games, we forget about all of the other offseason issues.
He just said what? Packers don't have a chance?
Hey, man, it wasn't me. Just Aaron, it wasn't me.
That's right.
It's Sacho.
You can cross yourself off of Aaron Rodgers' holiday card list, which I have a suspicion is a never-shrinking list if you pay attention to the way he says things. All right, so we will have much more in this as we go. Again, the Rodgers details are out there. That's one superstar quarterback. Meanwhile, let's talk about another one, because all week long here at ESPN, we are unveiling the coveted player ratings for the video game Madden NFL 22. And every day here on Get Up, we've been revealing a new member of the 99 Club, which is reserved for the best of the best, the players who earn the top rating in the game, a 99 overall. The final member may just be 25 years old, but he's already a regular season and Super Bowl MVP. Here's Laura Rutledge.
Mahomes going to take off for it. Has the corner and easy. Touchdown, Kansas City.
All right, so for real, how do you stop this dude? Last season, he threw 13 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Why not? Mahomes to Kelsey.
Throwing on the run. Of course, the most in the NFL. He's got the most wins, touchdowns, and pass yards for a quarterback through their first 46 career games.
Touchdown, Kansas City on a perfect strike from Patrick Mahomes.
Which might explain why he's the highest rated quarterback in throw on the run and throw under pressure in this year's game. This guy's a cheat code in real life.
He could be playing Madden in his man cave for an easy touchdown.
He's won MVP, a Super Bowl, and Super Bowl MVP in his first 4 seasons. And he's a dad now, too. How cute. Patrick Mahomes remains a member of the 99 Club.
The first player in Pac-12 history to be named Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. Looking at the rest of the top 10, Jalen Suggs, who, of course, legendarily hit the game-winning half-court shot in the Final Four for Gonzaga. He went 5 to the Magic. Michigan's Franz Wagner joins him in Orlando. Davion Mitchell, starting point guard on the national championship Baylor team, went number 9 to the Kings. Much more basketball as we go. But next stop, the baseball trade deadline, which is today. But last night, we see a flurry of moves, starting with the Yankees, who traded for Anthony Rizzo from the Cubs. 3.5 games out of a wild card spot. The Yankees are. They dealt for Joey Gallo on Wednesday. Their rival Red Sox not staying quiet. They trade for Kyle Schwarber, who's been on the injured list since early July with a hamstring, but is expected back in a week or so. And then the biggest move of the night belongs to the Dodgers, who are not only finalizing a deal for 3-time Cy Young Award winner Max Scherzer, but also getting young star Trey Turner. So they got way busy. The defending champs already with the shortest odds to win the World Series at Caesars Sportsbook before they made all these acquisitions. Now they are the clear favorites. And in something of a surprise, the Yankees' odds have not moved hardly at all, despite them getting Rizzo. They have the 10th best odds at 22-1. So let's dive into all of this with our insider, Jeff Passan, who gets up with us early here. And Jeff, let's start with the Yankees. They're 3.5 games out of the second wild card. Joey Gallo plus Anthony Rizzo for the Yankees equals what?
A better team. I don't know if it equals a playoff team, though. We can't look, Greeny, at what the New York Yankees have done over the first 100 games of this season and ignore it. What we can say is that they got much better over the last 24 to 48 hours, getting Joey Gallo and getting Anthony Rizzo. Their lineup has been imbalanced all season long. Too much right-handed hitting, too little guys who can get on base. What Joey Gallo and Anthony Rizzo bring are left-handed hitters who can get on base. And so when the Yankees went out and got both of them, really stealing Anthony Rizzo out from under the Boston Red Sox too, they got better. I just don't know that they got good enough, certainly not to catch the Red Sox and the Rays in the division, but to catch the Oakland A's either after they went out and got Starling Marte earlier in the week. These are good teams that we're talking about that are ahead of the Yankees right now, and they have a whole lot of ground to make up.
All right, so we will see if the Yankees are able to do it. Meanwhile, on the other coast, the Dodgers, playing in the most competitive division in the sport, were already the best team in baseball. Now, again, with the acquisitions of Scherzer and Turner, Vegas says they're the favorite. Do you?
Oh, yeah, no question about it. And listen, there are issues with the Dodgers. We don't know when Mookie Betts is going to get healthy or if he's going to get healthy. Cody Bellinger has been flat out terrible this year. But even in spite of that, the Dodgers now can go into a postseason with Max Scherzer, a clear first ballot Hall of Fame pitcher at the top of their rotation. Walker Buehler, who so far in his career has been one of the best postseason pitchers ever, going in the number 2 spot, and Clayton Kershaw pitching in the 3 spot. I mean, it is ridiculous depth that the Dodgers have. And the fact that they were able, Greeny, to go out and get Trey Turner, who in my opinion is the second best shortstop in baseball, behind Fernando Tatis Jr., and he's not even going to play shortstop for him. That's going to be Corey Seager. And on top of that, when Seager's a free agent this offseason, Turner can slide right back into shortstop next year. I mean, this is what the Dodgers do. They don't just go out and spend money. which they do. But they also have such good prospect depth. They have such an ability to draft and develop guys well that they're able to go out and make trades like this.
It's a great division with the Padres and the Giants and the Dodgers all at the top, so we'll see if that does separate them. Meanwhile, the trade deadline is 4 o'clock Eastern time this afternoon, and there are still big names out there. What are you expecting to see?
You see them on your screen right there. Chris Bryant, Craig Kimbrell, Jose Barrios. And the focus really is on the Chicago Cubs today. You know, they traded Anthony Rizzo, which it was a little bit of a surprise. I think they're going to hold on to Javier Baez, but Chris Bryant is the prize when it comes to position players who are left right now. He's going to be a free agent this offseason. He fits with the San Francisco Giants. He fits with the Tampa Bay Rays. He really fits with the New York Mets, who still have not done anything to this point. Craig Kimbrell is going to be highly sought after, and I think Barrios is going to move too. All
right, we will see how it all goes. Jeff Passan will be the busiest man in the building today, and we'll see you on our 4:30 afternoon special today, right after the trade deadline. Jeff, thank you very much. Meanwhile, our next stop